Hello and welcome to the meeting of the Northfield Select Board on Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. This is being recorded on BNC TV per usual, and I'm calling this meeting to order at 6 p.m. on the dot. First up for appointments is Noah Gamache and Stacy Bond from the Recreation Commission. Come on up.
Hello.
Noah's in the hot seat.
He can handle it.
Good. Well, he's doing summer program with what age group?
There were 31 kids there today.
Okay, so he can handle a select board meeting. Come on. All right, Stacy, tell us how things are going and what Noah's going to be doing so that we can
Yeah.
him.
So, as you know, we have our new director and some new staff and things. The only issue with having the newer director when we had to appoint her really quickly and stuff was that she does have a second job.
She went from interim to permanent.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is that it'll happen kind of quickly. So,
Yes.
But luckily I was able to find her, and but she does have a second job. So Mondays and Wednesdays tend to be her days for her other jobs. And we were getting a lot of kids signed up this year, and so. As even though we hired the two counselors, we were like, I need another one. So thank goodness Noah was interviewed for that job and everything like that. So we had him on the list of next in line to tap, and thankfully he was still available, and someone hadn't scooped him up yet. And he's perfect for this job. He's really great with the kids and stuff. And actually a couple of your brothers and
my two nephews and niece.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Are in the program.
Family stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so anyway, so we were really happy that he was available, and he's definitely filling in for the 2 days that Amanda's not there, so there'll be extra on staff, and then also when there's lots and lots of children and just need some extra hands.
So you get to be uncle/counselor.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay, great. Questions or comments?
No, like you just answered the question, anticipating being there 5 days a week, kind of? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, luckily he's got a pretty flexible schedule for the most part. So,
Good.
like there was an illness today, so he was there today, just helping out. And then we got, like I said, Amanda has the Mondays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So enrollment, are you guys full at this point?
Yeah, so we have it capped
Pretty
at
much?
35,
Yeah.
and there's a few days that are pretty close, and even I think Amanda's like, we might have to do 30 going forward especially because there's a lot of really young kids, so
Yeah.
that makes a difference with the dynamics.
Yeah, and the having to watch.
Yeah.
Other questions, Shane?
No.
Bernie?
No.
No, we're good? Okay. Shall we all entertain a motion to appoint Noah Gamache as an additional part-time summer program counselor?
So moved.
Do we
Seconded.
have do we need to say his?
His salary?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we don't have the letter written. A lot of things going on today, and you have the number. We'll have it.
Yeah, it would be,
I've got it. I just don't have it
so
with
he
me.
would be a part-time
Yeah.
counselor position for grade 3, step 1.
Okay.
I think it's $18.38 an hour.
Yeah,
That's fine, as long as we have the grade and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't
Whatever
print it out.
the-
But I'll have it.
So a motion from, was it Bernie or David?
David.
Dan?
Shane second.
And Shane second. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Nice to
Thank
have you. Especially local too.
I know he's part of the Pine Meadow
Yeah.
review.
Yeah.
So,
Is he related? Are you related to Melissa then?
Yep, and Kevin, yep.
yeah, and they used to
Okay.
be on the Recreation Commission years
Yeah.
ago.
Okay.
So, full circle.
All in the family. Okay. Thanks for coming in and
course,
welcome
of course.
aboard.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
We're
very much.
thrilled to have you.
Appreciate it.
So are we.
Well, I know,
Right.
I think Stacy and the Recreation Commission and Amanda are even more thrilled, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, next up is Seth Kelly from the Mount Grace Conservation. Mount Grace, period. This is about a conservation restriction, yeah.
It's true, yeah. I have maps. to kind of pass them along, just like 3 pages per map.
I think,
There you go.
So, yeah, I'm Seth Kelly. I'm the Community Conservation Program Manager over at Mount Grace. Today, I'm talking about the Hurley Zimmerman property on Old Wendell Road.
yes.
It's about 89 acres that they are going to put into conservation restriction. I think every select board is a little bit different, so I'm not sure how familiar everybody is with conservation restrictions.
We've
But I'll
done them
entertain any
before.
questions.
We've
Yeah,
done a
we've-
number of them.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
done a number, especially with you guys. And Joanne, are you here just as backup moral support for this? Okay, so we have our resident expert as well, yeah.
Joanne's actually the hero in all this. She
Yeah,
kinda- she
no
reached out to
kidding.
the family anyways and kind of got this whole thing rolling. But
Yeah.
it's a gorgeous piece of property, runs right up to those ledges. And they really want to do this as not as something to just tie up their property to keep it the way it is right now so nobody
Mm-hmm.
can use it. They're going to offer outdoor passive recreation. They're willing to have
Nice.
trails and these kinds of things with permission, their permission kind of thing. So they've written into the conservation restriction some public access possibilities where I've seen a lot of these CRs come through that,
Kind of
No.
wall off,
yeah,
yeah.
they cut it all off. So this is really, I just think it's a fantastic thing for Northfield in general. Plus there's, just up the road, we have the Ames properties that have recently been, so there's a lot of pieces right along that whole thing that I think are
Yeah.
really fantastic.
Totally fits into the Northfield vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Questions or comments from the
Now,
board?
he answered the question about being able to
Look
have
at-
trails and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Yes,
they're,
I was reading it here, yes.
yeah, so they were very cool about like what they were willing to put in there, so they can, the trail maintenance is something that's built into the new trails. They would just reach out to Mount Grace and say, does this still fit with the vibe? Does it meet the conservation values that we have out there? And then signs, like a kiosk could be a possibility down the road. And like I said, the outdoor passive recreational opportunity, so it is possible, they have to give permission, hiking, bicycling, even horseback riding, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. Those are possibilities that we're maintaining in this, that they are permitted uses. If down the road they want to offer those, they can. A lot of times if you take those out as prohibited and don't put them in anywhere else, even if the owners want to do something like that,
They can't.
They can't. So
Okay.
they've kept things pretty open for the
good
future.
thinking. I like it. I think it totally fits with a lot of families on the mountain, and it fits with our open space plan and our the way that we're trying to attract tourists and other people to town. So I'm very appreciative of the family's desire to do this, and I'm very appreciative of Joanne's help and Mount Grace too. Anything else from Jane? Do you have any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
No, I know the property's nice.
Yes.
Good thing.
Okay, we'll entertain a motion to approve the conservation restriction for the Hurley Zimmerman property as described on Old Wendell Road.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Where's the
Official one to sign.
Where's the official one to sign? Oh, right
Yeah,
there.
turn around.
Thank you.
Thank you for being prepared, Seth.
We need to have these.
I think that's always the
Yeah,
hardest
Amanda's
part
got her
of
stuff here.
the exercise is all the paperwork.
Yes, and then this goes back to the state, for them to give another signature, and then it gets resubmitted.
And then we have our town clerk here so she can notarize it too.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. We're getting used to these. Joanne, did you have any questions or comments while we're signing this?
No, I think it's just a beautiful piece of property and in that part of, we're getting lots of woodland that's connected to other woodland, which is really important.
Oh, good,
And
good.
it's gonna, the same road where we have the new Hobo Falls Trail going.
Oh, fantastic.
We have to have a number.
Good for flora and fauna.
Does that have these notarized too, or just that one piece of paper?
Just,
Just the one, and then
Just the one, okay.
okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was easy.
Thank you, Seth. Seth. Thanks for being so prepared. Thank you, Joanne, again. And thank you, Amanda. Okay, next up is Michael Peralt. Michael, did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. Franklin Regional Transit Authority, ACA, FERTA. You're going to talk about, give us an update on the demand response,
Yes.
how that program and how it's going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
So, a lot of positive energy, so I'm gonna keep it going.
I know you were here like about a year ago or so, and you were
Yes.
just doing a pilot program.
So we were here in the fall.
Yeah.
To talk about getting support for a grant, to submit, to expand our services. So I'm just coming to give an update on that. We've already started the rounds, so we've already met with the Bernardston Select Board.
Oh, good.
Both Bernardston-Northfield Council on Agings, to give an update. So just wanted to get you guys before we got too deep into the summer. So the last time we met, did kind of a brief overview. I'm happy to recap that if that makes sense for you guys.
Yeah.
I'll keep it short if
Yeah.
that makes more sense. So we applied for the grant. Unfortunately, we didn't get awarded what we were anticipating. However, we took lemons and we made lemonade. We found a different pot of money
that's good.
that we were able to get. It was actually in excess of what we were originally asking for. So the original pilot was going to be for 2 years, and now we're expecting it to be 4, perhaps 5 years for this new pilot.
Oh, good.
We were awarded the grant. We haven't started it yet. We haven't received the contract. But during this time, over the last 2 months, we were notified by the Bernardston Council on Aging that their long-term driver was retiring prematurely for personal reasons. So we had to accelerate our timeline a little bit to make sure we had continuity of services. So we were winding down the contract with the Bernardston Senior Center for Transportation Services, and what we did is we transitioned early into our contractor out of Turner's Falls to maintain our existing service level for all the seniors in both Bernardston and Northfield. So since mid-June, we've been utilizing their current services, which were actually expanded from the previous services. So seniors can now have access to transportation 7 days a week, and everything else maintains the equivalency of what it was before with the senior center. So what we're doing is now we're working with our contractor. They're trying to hire some additional personnel, which was going to be part of that expansion to allow the general public access into our programs. So we don't have a timeline for that yet. But we're hoping in the next few months we'll have that ramped up, or we'll have enough staff and we can then open it up to the general public.
Oh, good.
So that way all residents of Northfield and Bernardston will have opportunity to use public transportation. So that's where we are right now.
Is this just to inform us, or you need something from the select board?
No, this is simply to inform you.
Okay.
So the last time we were here, we got your blessing to apply for the grant. So
Yeah.
we do we're still waiting for the actual contract to start the expanded portion of the services. But we just wanted to reassure everyone. So we had already met with both councils on aging and spoke with both of them, just to let everybody know that continuity of services has been maintained. So the seniors still have full and complete access to transportation services,
Great.
if
Good.
not more.
Good.
Do we have a sense of usage?
I don't at this point.
Okay.
I've been in contact with both senior center directors to let them know if they needed any information, if they were giving updates to the board at any time, they could reach out, and I could get that data if that's something that was of interest to people. But I don't have anything offhand. No.
If you want to send it over to the administrator, that would be good to have, just so we know how many people are taking advantage of this.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like that information, like, before you come, when you come again,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah, yeah.
How things are going. That was gonna be my question, is, you
Yeah.
know, wanted to know the usage
Sure.
for Northfield, Bernardston, you know, just,
Yeah, absolutely. As we
Yeah.
move forward, we're going to start collecting all this data, and then we'll have more than enough opportunity. We're very pleased. We were originally hoping for 2 years. Now with this new source of funds, we're able to get at least 4. We're hoping maybe 5 years.
That's pretty good.
So
So you
we're
can
more
really
than
build
happy
up, you can really build up usage then and see some,
It's gonna give us a lot of opportunity with that length of period,
Yeah.
to get us to really dig in hard, to get the word out. We'll get some real, hard usage, over the course of several years. We're gonna work with the FERCog, later this fall. They have some additional funding. They're gonna help us, with marketing.
okay.
Just to get the word out. So, we're gonna be working with both towns. to
Who are,
do
who
some
are
of
you
that.
working with at FERCog, Beth?
Megan and Beth, yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm on the FERCog council and a couple of the committees, so.
Yep. I
um,
work with both of them, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, I think Megan was the
Yeah,
last
Dean.
one.
Have you hired a driver now because you lost a driver?
So essentially what we did is, so our transportation contractor at Turner's Falls, they have a
Step up.
couple dozen drivers. So it was, I don't want to say it was simple, but we worked with them, we got them to roll this program into the existing pool while they're expanding and hiring for more people.
Very good.
So we just wanted to kind of move that as quickly as we could because we wanted to make sure that, seniors still had access
Sure.
to transportation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving us the information.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
How can we help? I mean, once you get going with promotion with the FERCog material, we can put it on our website. I'm sure the
Yeah.
Council on
Yeah.
Aging and the Senior Center will hand stuff out, but we can help with that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna, I don't have a set date yet, but we'll be working with Megan Rhodes with the
Yep.
FERCog later this fall. I'm not sure when she's gonna have time specifically, but she's very good, and we'll make sure that we keep both towns in the loop with what we're doing. And absolutely, if you can help
Yeah.
promote that onto your websites and the Council on Aging websites and that.
I think
information.
transportation in rural areas is absolutely key. Anything we can do to help people
Yep.
get where they need to go, especially for like medical appointments and stuff. That's what really stuck out to me the last time you were here,
Yep.
was being able to like
Yeah, so where the hours were
schedule
limited previously.
time to go.
The Council on Aging was limited to 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. So now we've opened, with the new contractor, they were already running transportation services from 5 in the morning to 7:30 at night, Monday
Right.
through Friday, and 9:30 to 5:30 on the weekends. And some holidays as well, whereas the Council on Aging would have been closed on most major holidays. So this
Right.
really is going to help not only enable the seniors to have more access to transportation,
Yeah.
but once we roll this out to the general public, same thing, people trying to get to school appointments,
Yep.
shopping, all those
Jobs,
things.
yep.
So,
Yep,
that's
without
what we
being
do.
kind of tied to like getting back before dinner time.
Yep.
Yeah, got
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, definitely come back and,
When he's up to date,
is it
yeah.
Deanne, are you the one that's our representative on
On
Roberta?
that, yes.
Okay, good. So is that something you're reporting on anyway with the larger organization, like doing updates there?
We don't really give a lot of information in terms of ridership.
Yeah, yeah.
Our board as a whole is more interested in the higher level,
The
mostly financial
policies?
stuff.
Oh, okay.
But we can certainly provide that information at any time. I have Dan's contact information, so we can trade
Send it over to
information
me,
back
yeah,
and forth.
appreciate that.
If it makes
Okay.
sense for me to come back, I can send information to Andrea too.
Yeah.
So whatever makes the most sense.
We just like being active and engaged and do whatever we
Yep.
can to, especially if it's a service for free, that helps.
Yeah. Every town is different, so
Yeah.
as little or as much as you want to be
Yeah.
involved.
We just
we're
like-
pretty flexible.
We like to know what's going on.
Some people do, and some people are just like, I have enough to do, thank
Yeah.
you very much. So, whatever level you're looking for, we're happy to work with you guys. So,
I'm
Okay.
good.
appreciate
I'm
your
good.
support.
We're good?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know if
Okay,
anybody else.
anything else? We're good?
Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much.
See, easy peasy.
I always love it when, no, but when you come in, it doesn't cost us anything.
That's right.
Just short term.
We're getting
It's not
something
long term.
for free and it doesn't cost anything and it helps people. Okay, we're on board.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're welcome. Have a great night and have a good
okay,
summer.
good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
That's funny. Okay, let's do warrants. Yeah? Shall we do
You want
warrants?
to read them? Just
Yes.
read them and we'll,
Do we need a date with them?
oh,
So do we just do fiscal year?
Oh, yeah.
There's no date with them.
Oops a daisy.
let's see, it's here.
They're usually dated for they're dated for Monday or tomorrow. So they'll be dated, they'll all be tomorrow.
all of them, all four,
Yep.
as of 7/8?
All of them will be 7, 8.
Okay, yeah.
It should all be 7, 8.
Oops.
26.
Just check
Wait,
it
7, 8, 26. We're good. We're good.
All right, we have confirmation. It's July 8th, 2026.
Always ask
Okay.
the treasurer, she knows.
Yeah, that's good. That's why.
I motion we approve the payroll warrant on 7/28/26 for fiscal year '26 of $95,896.02.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Anybody second?
You
Shane
motioned, you seconded,
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah.
Dan? Okay.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. All right, and second,
Motion that we approve the payroll warrant on 7/8/26 for fiscal year '27 of $25,088.90.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And then the vendor warrants, ooh,
Oh, they're not that bad.
look at that,
Okay.
highway stuff. Okay, all right, go ahead, and we'll,
I motion that we approve the vendor warrants for fiscal year '26 on 7/28/26.
7/8.
7/8/26 of $403,500.46. That includes financial audit, highway road maintenance, and new highway vehicle.
Yippee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Okay.
And
I
number 4.
motion that we approve the vendor warrant on 7/8/26 for fiscal year '27 of $142,068.72, which includes our Vadar system and MIAA workers' comp and insurance.
Okay, motion-
Second.
Second, okay, good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, great. And how about minutes?
Motion that we approve the minutes from 6/16/26.
Second.
All those, any discussion? All
Nope.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Great, all right. Michelle, you're up with Chief Wilkenbright.
And then he's gonna be our signer, our witness to all the.
Oh,
make sure we
great.
sign. We have a lot of
Full night
documents
for
to
you.
sign for the
Okay.
borrowing.
Oh, we have to sign them?
Yes,
Oh.
sign away.
So I told Michelle I'd give a little introduction, and the chief can back me up, fill me in anything I miss on this. Then she can give you the lowdown on the actual process here. So basically, per annual town meeting vote, the town decided to apply to the State House Note Program to borrow towards the EMS response vehicle for a portion of that. The EMS Advisory Committee worked with the chief, and they decided to borrow $90,000 of the vehicle over 3 years. The bids were due on July 1st at 11 a.m., and 3 bids were received. The first lowest bidder was Greenfield Cooperative Bank at 4%, so that's who we're going to ask to award to tonight.
Our local bank.
And the select board will need to sign those documents, those notes, to award that bid, and Michelle has all the documents prepared for
So
her to
there's
sign.
3 notes for 30,000 each, so you can start by signing each one of those, please.
Okay, can we just explain
Yes,
how this
where's
is being
money's coming out of
financed
it?
before
Yes.
we start signing? Because I think this actually has.
And then you want to vote to sign.
Yeah, and we need a vote before we start signing. So can we just explain how we're doing this? You are using some money from, and this is all coming out of the, so the
Enterprise.
big
It is
caveat up
all
front.
ultimately coming out of the out of the enterprise fund from
Correct,
EMS.
just in case anybody's
The money
worried.
was approved as use funds out of the account or borrow.
Correct.
And so what we did was looked at the amount of retained earnings that we had in the account at the end of the fiscal year, and as we were looking at the new budget for EMS, and we wanted to be able to apply some of the retained earnings towards the total operating budget to offset the costs of the towns. So after we did that, we looked at the balance of retained earnings and decided that we could fiscally be responsible to apply a part but not all of the cash that was left in the retained earnings account or in the enterprise fund account towards the vehicle, because we didn't want to wipe the account down to zero and end up, should something happen, have no money left in that enterprise fund. So a portion of the enterprise fund has been used to purchase the vehicle itself, and then we're asking for these notes, this borrowing of $90,000 to fund the remainder of that project for the vehicle. The notes are for 3 years or 1 year apiece at $30,000 times 3. And so basically what we will do each year is we will make a payment from the enterprise fund to pay for the note, which is the $30,000 plus the interest that's accrued on it each year, to be able to pay for this vehicle and spread the cost of the vehicle over 3 years, essentially 4 years, because we paid cash up front for part of it, rather than having to do an assessment of $150,000 from the enterprise fund, either retroactively taking the money away or prospectively asking the towns to fund another $150,000. So this is kind of a balance of using our funds that we have and our ability to take a vehicle that we plan to operate for at least 10 or more years within the EMS system and pay for it over the course of a few years, rather than having one large assessment or commitment of financial ask.
So, and I'm just going to point out also, this is the vehicle that does generate revenue, because if you're using it as an intercept for another town,
Correct.
then they get charged for that.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
I understand what an enterprise fund is. Could you explain it to the people who are not so in tune with what an enterprise fund is? It does not come out of tax dollars, so...
The enterprise fund is a bookkeeping mechanism that we have whereby the money that we take in from billing of ambulance services is stored in it and then used to pay for operations. Rather than having a general fund where all of the money comes in and out from taxation. Is that a fair way to say it?
Basically, you're self-funded.
We're self-funded.
That's what I
Better
wanted.
way to put it.
Perfect.
So this sort of enterprise fund allows us to have income and make payments out of it and account for all of the EMS operations in one place throughout the year.
But so that everyone understands, it's appropriated at town meeting.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
can't just take money in and spend
Yes.
it. It is money that's appropriated, and they choose the source. They'll say, take it out of the enterprise fund or
Yeah.
do it through taxation. And once that is approved as the enterprise fund, it can then be used. So it is
Right.
appropriated every year.
So this was a warrant article at the recent
Yes.
annual town meeting,
Correct.
Right.
and we're following through on that, but I thought it would be helpful to just explain that mechanism, because it then can, if people understand the concepts, because it's not totally unlike, you know, putting a down payment on a house or something, and then you use a mortgage to spread your payments out over time rather than trying to come up with one huge amount. So that works for vehicles, it works for buildings, it works for looking at Chief Skip, because in case there's a fire truck on our horizon, so to speak, it could work for that. And then it's not hitting the taxpayers in such a way that it's all at once, just like, you know, we're not going to go up, most of us won't go out and buy a car for
And we had
$50,000 or
looked at
something all at
doing
once.
this for the ambulance
Yeah.
that was approved 2 years ago that we're getting ready to have delivered here in a couple of months, hopefully. We just didn't move forward with it at that time, so this is kind of our test strategy for it, to go through the process to understand how we get the notes, how we need to appropriate the
Yeah.
funds and get the warrant articles written for the town, and then to be able to see the efficiency and how it works of spreading out the cost of a vehicle or of a large purchase over the course of multiple years, rather than trying to pay for it all up front at once.
And the State House Note Program is really, the state's really lucky that we have this program, because the State House program is really a low-cost, no-cost way for towns. Think of it like a guaranteed student loan program. The state reviews what you want to do, for how long you want to do it, and once they say, yep, that's a reasonable expense, you're doing it over a reasonable period of time, they essentially guarantee to these banks that do the bidding that the town is good for it, or they'll step up. So they approve the purchase through the bank, and then we put out a bid as the town, and then they bid back with an interest rate. And
So
that's-
all of these documents that you're signing tonight will be submitted
back to
to
the state.
DLS tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
And they review
Gateway.
everything.
And then we're hoping for funds to be
Distributed.
received on the 15th. And then each year on the 15th is when that payment will be due.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
and so it's actually a really good program for communities because
Hometown.
this is a serial note. We're doing 3 years. Sometimes people do one, sometimes people do, I think it can go up to 10 maximum for various, and it's
Yeah.
all approved through the state and it's all been reviewed and they, so banks feel very comfortable making a bid in this program. And it saves, it's not like a huge, like if you do a larger project, you have to put out bonds. That's got a whole nother process and some more expensive costs to it, but we don't incur that because the State House Note Program allows us to
Okay.
utilize this mechanism.
Any other questions or
I'm good.
comments?
What were
Does
the
that
other
make
interest rates that got bid?
Oh, yeah, that's good. Good question.
There was a 4, a 4,
4.5.
5.5?
5.5, yeah. Nope, 5.
4, 4, 5?
4, 4,
Yeah.
and 5, but the first one at 4, you go with the first person who bid it.
They
There's
were
a tie.
tied. It was the earliest bidder.
But the first one that came in with it is
But it
generally.
sounds like the lump sum we pay at that time when the date comes through?
Principal
Yeah.
and interest
On
the
that day.
15th, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Which
this becomes.
also means, if I can just
Yep.
interject, we're not paying this year. So we've actually deferred this expense till the
Next year.
15th of calendar year '28. So we will actually have the vehicle in service and our first payment isn't due for just over a year from now.
Okay.
Wow.
So it really doesn't affect the FY '27 budget, other
No.
than the amount that you
Other
took
than
out
your
of the.
budget.
So we paid the bit that we've already paid, which was out of our
Like
money
your-
we
your
had, the
down
retained
payment.
earnings in the enterprise fund.
Yeah,
And then we have a whole nother year before we make our next payment.
and then your annual, just to clarify for those who closely follow budgets, your annual will then be baked in, your payments will be baked into your budget, and that in turn will change potentially the assessments.
It will be.
Yeah.
It will be a part of the
But
assessment.
this way, we're not bringing retained earnings down to zero, which is, always want to have something in retained earnings. And that advice came from the finance committee too, was
And my
always have something
expectation
in
is
retained
that
earnings.
30,000, and what was the interest to?
It goes down each year.
It was like
Well, I thought it was 445, or was it 544?
and $1,200 a year that we're gonna be paying, so.
Oh, okay.
Additional.
The payment, my anticipation would be that we will be able to make that payment every year out of our retained earnings, just like we've been
Oh,
able to
okay.
pay for things
Okay.
every
Good.
year. So that's part of the capital plan, and like I said, we're gonna watch this for a year or two, and
Yep.
as we move towards the next ambulance need, if this is working and efficient, and we'll work with the finance committee and the treasurer and everybody else. My recommendation is we'll do that for the next ambulance as well, so that we
Yep.
don't have to have a huge $500,000 purchase again that comes out all at once, but we can just plan to make this payment, every year.
Perfect, thank you.
Bernie,
There's no, like, penalties for prepay or anything like that, or administration fees or anything with the State House notes?
in this case, did we choose a prepay?
So for this one, we did not, I don't believe, take a
Yeah,
pay it off early option because there was some discussion that, if I remember right, that said the interest rates might not be as good. And with the amount that we're looking to pay for, I'm confident that we can make this payment every year. So having
Right,
it
if
for
you,
3 years
if you
isn't a big
bid, you
deal.
have to say whether you want the prepay option, you have to inform the bidder.
okay.
And the reason they might bid a higher interest rate is because they're relying, that's their income. They can bank now on the 3 years of interest, they know they're getting that. If you pay it off in 1 year, that's more, they're getting less money for the interest because now you're not doing it
yeah.
in 3 years. you're
Well,
gonna
they're
pay
not
it off.
getting the stability over you're
Correct.
getting stability over 3 years.
Yeah.
The bank is
They're
getting
not.
stability
Right, so
over
they're
3 years.
doing,
Okay.
so their interest rate is based on what they're going to receive over 3 years. If you give a prepay option, they might go with a slightly higher interest rate, knowing they're taking a risk that you're gonna pay it after the first year, and that's all they're gonna get.
Yeah.
So you make that decision when you bid it. You tell them, I want the prepay option or I
Okay,
don't.
yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't see when I looked over everything that was sent, there's no administration fees with this, so.
No, the state has no program.
Not the state house, no.
We use a financial advisor, and there's a fee for using a financial advisor. It's Unibank Fiscal Advisory.
Something.
Yeah, Services Inc.
Okay, so there is a little fee, but it's just for the advisor.
And you
Okay.
do-
Very common to use an advisor, and
I just,
this one's highly
Yeah.
recommended
Okay,
by the
good.
state.
okay,
Just want to make sure we're covering everything.
yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to be talking about this periodically anyway with the advisory committee. So the quarterly meetings that you have that Shane and I are on and the other 3 towns. So we're always looking, we just went through all your billing stuff recently and then looking through your budget on a regular basis too, so. Okay.
And exciting news, finances, we just got notified of a $16,000 and change
Oh,
CPE
that's
payment
right.
grant, which is a process we go through with Medicare every year to try and help get a little bit extra back
Oh, that's
because
good.
Medicare pays so low, so. Little added
Congratulations.
bonus for the end of the fiscal year for us.
We always like good news. Okay. All right, you need a vote then?
Yeah,
Are we good? Any
accept
other
and vote.
questions? I think we're
No.
pretty thorough on that one. Okay, everybody's clear? Okay. All right, so entertain a motion to accept and vote to sign the Serial State House loan note for the emergency services response vehicle of $90,000. Do you need anything else in that?
Second.
I don't think so.
So moved in a, okay, and Dan was the second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Now we're gonna sign and
Yeah.
notarize. Great, thanks guys, I thought that's a good discussion.
Thank you.
That went better than I thought. I mean, it was clearer than I thought. I know sometimes we're always like,
Michelle did a lot of work to make it clear.
Thank you,
so
Michelle.
Thank you.
I did.
Yeah, you found the person to talk to help us
but
navigate
she
this.
likes, she likes financial work unlike the rest of us.
Do
Hopefully.
you want these to keep coming, the
Yeah.
other
Yep.
documents?
Yep, whatever you need.
That's the town clerk's certificate, so you'll sign it, she'll witness it, and that needs to be submitted. And then this next
Lovely.
batch are tax documents for the tax exempt status.
There's 4 copies.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Charging by the
4
signature
pages.
tonight.
That's right, you need to get a stamp.
all right, get David ready for his signature. Okay.
Oh, you don't get, oh,
That's the one thing you can always say about financial documents, there's always lots to sign.
It's the cost of 5 pens that are gonna run out of ink.
Oh, thanks for these little sticky notes on here, Michelle.
Like Michelle comes in, she's like, here, sign this, and I'm, hold on.
I was ready.
Let's go, people.
You know, I think
She's
you
no
have to go.
slacker.
Did you sign the other ones?
Oh, there's 3 in that one?
Yeah.
Well, there was only 1 sticky note.
You're gonna get the little flags.
Yeah.
Next time.
Flags and the arrowy things. Give that back when you're done. Then you guys sign this one.
Yep.
There's 4 on the one he signed.
Yeah,
Oh,
get
jeez.
ready.
There's only one.
Who knew signing would take so much time?
There hasn't been any borrowing since I've been here. There was a final payment made on a borrowing when I first started, but there hasn't been any borrowing, so.
that
That's
the school?
true.
That was sewer.
No, it was sewer. Sewer used to do these.
A long
notes.
time ago, I know, that was a surprise.
There was, yeah, a couple of them when I first started, and then they were done.
It's an option.
There's 4, I believe. Well, get away.
Double check them.
Sure. When it is ready.
No, she would double check it, for sure.
Get out of the way, man.
Give me a second, I'm coming. Jeez.
Well, Michelle's just making sure all the signatures are on them. She's signing stuff.
You sign, you have to sign it too. thought my days assigned to something was over.
Oh, no.
I have a longer name than you. You just don't scribble on it.
Everybody's got a comment about my signature.
It's okay. Anybody ever asked what that person was, we'd have to say.
It was 3 years of pre-med.
He does prescriptions on the side.
You do, huh? These don't have to be notarized. I don't think.
And then this,
That one, I don't think that has to be notarized.
is yours.
That just goes back to her.
Okay.
And you got them all back.
We can talk about that tomorrow. If you have one more place to sign
Did we do good?
We're good.
Everybody's, yeah, looks
We're
good.
good.
Makes me nervous.
I know, that's why I'm double checking with you.
Triple check.
Yes,
Sure. Thank you.
all right, it's
Thank you,
official.
Amanda.
Congratulations, everyone.
It's a baby truck.
Okay.
Do you want to go to the OPM, skip it, and go to the fire?
No, Skip's gonna join us for OPM as
Oh, okay.
well, since that's kind
So
of up
both you
his
guys.
alley too.
Both you guys,
Skip,
come on
come on
down.
up. Yep.
OPM.
All right. Good. Let's talk OPM. So we got the information from PMA, and they don't have that is their name, they don't have a spelled out name, so it's not an acronym. OPM is short for Owner's Project Manager, for those who are following along at home. And we're talking about the contract with the Owner's Project Manager, which is the company called PMA, for the Emergency Medical Services Building Project. Now, they were the number one recommendation, just to recap for everybody, they were the number one recommendation coming out of the building committee.
Correct, yes.
And we interviewed 2 finalists, and when we were done, they were our number one finalists, and CMS was number 2. So we reviewed, so Skip, Matt, Dan, myself,
Yep.
and Andrea reviewed all of the contractual materials yesterday. Matt, Andrea, and I looked at them quickly when they first came in and saw where we could shave off approximately $30,000. So we quickly had a discussion with PMA and asked them to revise their documents, and then we looked at those revised documents yesterday. So the recommendation was to move forward, and I'm hoping, I guess we'll just start with questions or comments on, I know you were part of the
I
meeting,
was-
so do you want to recap?
Well, I was with both interviews as far as that.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah,
you're
so
on the
I
building
had,
committee too.
with some of the other, and they were far ahead. And one of the things that impressed me about them is the fact that they're looking at the community's interest. They're going to do everything they can to use people around here if they can, which would be, to me, is a smart thing to do, and it usually ends up costing you a little bit less. Very down to earth, can work with them. We looked at the previous OPM that we had ability to look at, and that was in 2021.
Correct.
And we found out it's pretty comparable, but it's been 4 years, 5 years. So after looking that over, it was kind of like no brainer for me anyway. So.
Anything else? Skip, is there anything that you want to say
No,
about?
other than the interview process went very, very thoroughly. They're very active in regards to knowing what the smaller communities are looking for.
Right.
And have got a very good background and come highly recommended by the people that they have worked previously for. So
Right.
they seem to be very coordinated and very money conscious as far as doing the best, like Dan said, doing the best that they can for the community, and very thorough.
They've got a ton of, the thing that I liked was that they have a ton of, all the project manager types are former general contractors.
Right.
So, excuse me. So I think we're in good shape with, and our main project manager is somebody who grew up in Western Massachusetts and her family business was construction.
Construction,
So
yeah.
she's super experienced. She made the switch over to project management. I think to address a couple of questions that came up from the building committee that I had heard was making sure that the phases on here were very clear, and that wherever the town meeting, whatever we're shooting for at a town meeting, that there's a clear demarcation on the project schedule and in the finances to indicate where we're making financial / building decisions. So Ann, who's the project manager, added those points in the schedule so that it was clear. And what we're talking about initially right now is the quote-unquote feasibility phase, which is the goal is to have a conceptual design by the fall town meeting with a feasibility estimate. So it'll be a ballpark, it won't be a fully bidded out estimate. So that phase, the feasibility phase, which is color-coded in yellow, is a total of $32,468.
And that also includes surveying and bringing the property into one unit.
No, the surveying is gonna be a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 10,000.
Well, they have a
Yeah,
they have,
yeah.
that includes
They have
the,
included.
developing the estimate, and it
Yeah.
includes the subconsultants. It doesn't include,
Does not include the wetlands
Not
delineation
yet.
from
Right.
the actual
Right.
person or group that does it. It
Yep.
doesn't include the surveyor who will physically come out and
Right.
do the work. And it doesn't include the initial fee for the designer who will do the concept. But they anticipated all three of those are under the $10,000 mark or procurement threshold. And so the wetlands and survey, they are gonna work to write the RFQs, hire the people, do all the work for us to find the right person or group who can do it in a timely fashion for us.
right,
And ensure that all of the work they do can carry through the entire project, so we hopefully don't have to call anybody back for further work. And the design fee for the initial conceptual design would be to get the designer on board and create the design for November, but then that fee would also bridge through, if town meeting, hopefully when town
May.
meeting approves this.
Through May.
It'll carry us into the project.
Yeah.
So it'll just be almost a down payment on the design and planning for the building.
So those three pieces are under that $10,000 threshold cumulatively or each?
Each.
Okay.
So
So
20
we're
grand.
anticipating, I think as we were talking yesterday, the 32,468 number is the project manager's fee to manage all of this through the November town meeting, and there's a list of deliverables that are in addition to the three I just listed, looking at environmental and site feasibility evaluations, constraints on the site, looking at options for wastewater for sewer versus septic, drafting RFPs for the design, reviewing designer proposals, reference checks, meeting with us 3 to 4 times a month, or as necessary, doing interviews with designers, and really kind of helping us get to that target date in town meeting. And it also includes the community outreach and information for the community through multiple different avenues, in-person, mailers, website type stuff, so that we can have all of that out. And then the additional fees that go on top of it would be the wetlands
Build.
delineation that has to get done, the surveying that has to get done so we can actually combine the parcels. I don't know if there's a fee to record that.
Probably,
Just
Probably
registry of deeds.
Yeah, that's it.
You can waive it.
and then whatever the designer is. So we don't think in talking with them, when we were talking, it was 10-10, and they weren't sure what the designer was gonna be, but we should be, $50,000-$60,000, I'm guessing, for this whole project, and that money all comes out of the appropriated funds that's already been voted
We
to
already
be
have, but
used
still
for
takes
the
a
building committee.
vote from the taxpayers of the town to take it out of that fund.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
already
yeah,
been voted
yeah.
to use.
Is
Yeah.
it? Or do we have to vote to take it out?
No, it's in the emergency services
Building.
Oh, okay.
building committee
Okay, all right.
for,
When we moved
Both
the
for the
$2
project.
million
For the project.
back from
Correct.
the purchase that didn't come through, it was moved in and voted to be able to be used for all of this work for both EMS and for fire.
yes.
What was done with the project before is the bills, Andrew would get the bills, and when we had our meeting, Emergency Services Building Committee meeting would review them, and then we, sign with a recommendation for the select board to go ahead and pay.
Okay, one of the things
Yeah.
that was brought up, and I think is going to drop in your lap, is
Yeah.
the soil that was done.
Yeah.
There was stuff that was done by Sandry that's sitting in someplace.
Yeah,
So-
basically it was when the gasoline tank the gasoline tanks plural were taken out of there. There were soil samples that were taken. There was I was on site, as well as my deputy chief at that time was on site and witnessed the tank removal, and there was no contamination visible, but soil samples were taken.
How about in back of the building? Anything done in back of the building?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, I'm sure that's going to have to be done too.
Yeah.
Well, it
there might-
depends on if you're disturbing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You may-
Oh,
Depends,
okay,
depends
yeah.
on where you build and what you do.
Right.
So, but as far as that's concerned, I was going to try to reach out and see if
Thank
we
you.
could get that
Thank you.
documentation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But you were literally standing
I
there
was
with Dave?
literally standing there when the tanks were removed. Unlike a couple of other service stations here in Northfield,
Yeah.
there was no leakage, there was no permeation from the tank at all. The tank was solid when it came out of the ground.
Okay.
And so there was no contamination from the gasoline
Okay.
tank at all.
So Skip, approximately how many have you actually done
How many?
evaluations? Hundreds?
I've done, I don't know if it's been hundreds. I didn't do that one because it was a conflict. because I
exactly.
was a Sandry employee at the time, so.
So you were just
I was
witnessing
witnessing
what-
it,
yeah.
but my deputy chief did all the paperwork.
Yeah,
I've done, I wouldn't say hundreds, but I've probably done close to 100 tanks here in Northfield, all the underground.
So you know what
fuel
you're
oil
looking
tanks.
at,
Oh, yeah.
looking for, so
Well, and
just being there and watching.
Being there and being in the industry, I know what to look
Thank you.
for, so.
not to mention you're on the fire department, so in
Exactly.
case anything goes wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Because I know sometimes people get confused about, 24 Main Street where where the truck is, the food truck is now, and
yeah.
Dr. Mike's site.
And Dr. Mike's, both of those did have significant leakage.
Yeah.
And the ones down here, where the mobile station was, where the taco truck is,
Yeah,
those tanks were not that old. They had been replaced prior to them
oh, that's right,
removing
they
them.
were a different material or something, right?
And what we think happened down there is that station was a service station for years, and they burned coal. And out back, there was
Dumping the coal.
a mixture of coal ash, and they backfilled the tanks with coal ash, which ate the tanks out and caused deterioration. So, but anyway, so I was involved with that in the remediation. I was involved with
So
it.
none of
Mr.
that,
Mike.
just to be
None of
clear, none of that happened
No.
in the old
No.
Sandry station, which is
No.
where the old EMS
EMS
station is.
correct.
Okay, that's good,
So it should be clear sailing.
Okay.
Shouldn't be an issue. And
So our
I'll
next
try
step
to-
is to hire these people?
So just for keeping everything open, what was the $30,000 that you were able to save?
So that was when we had originally talked with them and they had done their interviews with all of us and looked at everything. We had
Yeah.
talked about how they were going to communicate, and one of the things that was discussed was website. So they included a standalone
Like a
website,
full
which was kind
package.
of what they had showed us in one of the materials with a QR code, which was gonna be about $30,000 to actually build and host a website. What we talked to them about was if they're building all the marketing materials, we already have a town website and the ability to post on it. So could we get rid of or adjust that fee that they had added for that part, and reduce the cost? And they said, well, we're gonna build all the graphics, the charts, the calculators, everything we've talked about one
Yeah.
way or the other. That's
That's what we
this
asked for.
piece that
Yeah.
we're looking at tonight. The 30,000
Is
was
not in
for a website and somebody to actually build the whole thing and then manage it during the project, which we think we can adequately, as long as they give us the right formats and things, we can put on our own website here in town. So they will help deliver the information, make recommendations for what we should post. Their marketing team will create all of that with us.
And then
Right,
and
formats.
the other thing that they said is they'll include that handing off of like useful material that's worked for other towns. They'll include that under their project management hours, not as
So
a
it's-
separate fee. So it's,
It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Perfect, thank you.
yeah. Thanks for asking. And then phase two, I just also want to point out that the hour estimates, so when you look at, assuming we get past the fall town meeting, the second phase is design and bid. And then she split it into the design and preparing the bid documents, and then actually doing the bidding and the awarding of the contract. So that would be leading up to the annual town meeting in the spring. So that schedule will be adjusted, because we talked about, I gave her the information on if the town meeting is like, the annual town meeting is May 5th, for example, the first Monday in May, then we need to back that up by 2 to 3 weeks. So she's aware of that. But what they did in the design and bid phase, which design and bid would be a total of, including the estimates, the 50% estimate and a 90% estimate. Also, what they cut back was, rather than 4 estimates, they just did 3 based on the size of the project. So that was the other part that they cut off. So the design and bid phase would be a little over 93,000 if we move past the fall town meeting. And then the construction phase, which is in blue, and obviously would require the most amount of project management time, potentially could be a little over 331,000. But that's based on the worst case scenario of them being here 4 or 5 days a week, and we think that's probably overkill. But we wanted to have the higher estimate so that we weren't in a position of,
Haven't asked for more.
having to ask for
And
more.
they built
That
for
never
what
goes
they
over well.
do. So if everything goes swimmingly and they don't have to spend all of the time allotment for any of the sections, they keep track of it and report back to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So these are the maximum numbers that
So
we're asking
everything
for
on
right
the spreadsheet is the maximum numbers for their time, and then they only get paid, they only bill us for what they actually do. So we're not
Yeah.
necessarily paying that amount, we're paying for whatever time they put in.
Yep.
Just, I know that's clear to us, but just
Yeah.
for folks who are going to be listening to that. So based on that, the meeting that we had yesterday, and looking through all of this and feeling comfortable with the skill and the turnaround time and expertise of PMA, we recommended it unanimously yesterday to the select board in looking through all of this. And just one other note for folks at home too is OPM, the owner's project manager, is a Massachusetts requirement
Yes.
for
Yeah.
building projects that could potentially be over, is it 1.5 million?
1.5 million.
So we're actually required by law to have an owner's project manager. And their role is specifically to work on behalf of the town, just so that's clear. Okay, any other questions or comments? Bernie?
Just to mention, if we're gonna use our website,
Nope.
Just a thought, you may want to make sure we put out a step-by-step way for people to get to it.
Yes.
Right now, the website isn't that very good to navigate.
Yep.
And I know people will get frustrated if they don't have a way to get the numbers and get what they need.
That has been emphasized to them over and over and over again, and will continue to be, up to and including how can we help people find the information, not just type this into your computer or scan this code, because that may not mean something to a lot of people.
Right.
But we are going to be very diligent about finding different ways to help people. And
We're actually going to cover some of that under the topic of town website update.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
So
Becky and I have spent a lot of time looking at it.
with the costs that they've laid out and the way she's delineated the scopes of the project, should this not fly at town meeting, what's our financial obligation to them after that date?
Just to what work that they have performed to that point.
So
At that
nothing,
point,
nothing after that?
Nothing after that, unless they're authorized to go any further. You know, if there's issues or whatever that come up, or questions that come up at town meeting that stop it, then we have the option to utilize them to try to find alternatives and answers to that. But it technically stops at that point.
Okay.
It doesn't go into any further in the design or the construction stage.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not on the hook for the phase 2 and the orange phase and 3 if we don't move forward after the fall town meeting. We hope that's not the case, but.
Yeah, we would hope not.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of just put the information out there that the next meeting of the Emergency Services Building Committee is going to be looking at an RFQ for an OPM to start to move that forward. We already have our preliminary design.
For the fire.
For the fire.
Yeah.
For the fire
Fire
station. For the fire station. There's been some concern that EMS is moving rapidly and fire is not getting any movement. We're actually going to be looking for an OPM because we have a preliminary design. We have done a lot of the work on the land that already has taken place. That part of it just has to be reviewed. But we want to make sure that the first part we want to do is to place that design on that property, given the boundaries for the neighbors, given the boundaries for the brook. It's a smaller footprint than the public safety complex was. Obviously, it's less square footage, but we need to start to move that forward. So both of these projects are going to be kind of going simultaneously. We've already got a design that appears as though it works for us as far as the administration, the apparatus and whatnot. We haven't had a full design done on that, but we know the layout, we know what we need. Now we need to start moving towards placing it. So both projects are going to kind of start moving forward simultaneously. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I think what we had talked about was fire is further ahead on the design because we're utilizing the information from the original proposal back in 2022 or 2023.
And much of the site work.
And much of the site work. Whereas EMS doesn't really have a design, but they're further ahead on the OPM portion of it. So now you had talked about, Matt, helping Skip do an OPM RFQ so that now we can start to formalize what fire has already been doing. And then they'll operate in parallel, as Skip was saying, and you guys will catch up on the OPM front.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Things will move forward.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
So just once you get, if you're in agreement, once you take your vote, and if you vote to move forward with this proposal, this is the fee proposal, then I already have a draft of a contract. Just need you to vote to allow B to sign it, because we do send it to them. They'll probably make some minor tweaks. We wouldn't obviously sign anything that isn't reviewed, and that would change dramatically.
Well, all of this, what I understood was
this
all
gets
of
incorporated.
all
This is
of
pretty
that
close,
is attached to it.
Correct. The agreement includes things like it references the RFQ, it references the fee proposal, it'll give a termination clause, indemnification, insurance, how to make amendments, notifications. It's those pieces that go into the contract. It doesn't change what you're seeing here in terms of the fee schedule, the proposed for that. It's just all the legal pieces that you have to have. What if,
The standard contract.
right, what if somebody needs to terminate? What if you need to, where do you send notice?
Where do you
know,
arbitrate should you need to?
Right, it's all those pieces. Well, insurance that we require them to supply us, to show that they're fully insured, things like that. But the contract will include the stuff we've required in the RFQ. It will reference the fee documents and all that, so that won't change.
Okay. So then we need a motion for us to approve this and for me to sign the actual contract on behalf of the select board.
Correct.
Okay.
I'd say that's correct, yeah. So moved.
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, unanimous. Thank you. Okay, so and that, and there we are. We can slide right into fire department update. We've already handled the OPM piece of it and the fire building on the next steps.
Yep.
So we had job descriptions and standard operating guidelines. So we've, just so you know, because we just printed them out, the standard operating guidelines
Okay.
tonight. I know that you still needed to review them.
Well, I did, and your SOG1 is probably not correct. When I reviewed, Russ Anderson finally lit a fire underneath him, and he got these SOGs with our edits, or our suggested edits in them. They got them completed. For some reason, his computer didn't do the changes on SOG1. So I can give you that, and I want to make sure that your SOGs are complete with the updated SOG1. But basically what the SOG1 says is the edits to it.
Yeah.
It's about response of the apparatus and response of personnel, and what
Is this
what he
where
had-
the tag system comes in? Is this
no,
where? Oh,
no,
okay.
the tag
that's
system is
later.
farther down.
Okay,
We need to strike out in his unedited portion, all personnel are expected to respond to the fire station, because we do not do that.
The red?
We're so widespread, we have, we've got people up on the hills, down in the farms, over in the mountain. It doesn't make any sense for them to come to the fire station to get their gear just to respond back to where they came from. So we are different in that aspect of a lot of communities. So we struck that out, and it rereads, all personnel near or those that pass by, all personnel that are near or those that pass by the fire station are expected to stop to make sure the apparatus is responding. Other personnel can respond directly to the scene. That's part of the SOG for personnel for firefighter response.
That's for everybody, all of them, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yeah. So, and that tailors it more towards Northfield. I had sent that edit to him.
okay,
But he missed, it didn't change when he printed them out.
gotcha.
So
If you
I can
said-
forward the
You forward
SOG
it
one.
to me,
I'll forward
then
it to you. And you
we'll
can-
do any
yeah.
pages, and then
Yeah.
you can just put it on top of it.
It's only.
I think this was mostly skipped to get this in front of the group because
Yep.
we've been going through a lot of
Yep.
documents, and I've got this also on the July 28th agenda too.
Yep.
If there's different changes that you want to make, we can take those
Yeah.
up again on the 28th too.
And the and so that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 SOGs we did edits to, that are in. And then I forwarded him, when we met with him, quite a while ago, we didn't have an SOG, and he didn't give us an SOG on accountability. So I drew up an accountability SOG, and he reviewed it, and he basically had put it in almost verbatim to what I
Last one in your
did.
packet, here.
That's
SOG.
SOG 17.
Oh, 17.
It's the last
Yeah.
one you're looking at.
It's the East Norfolk firefighters issue 2 metal ID tags with clips. One is to be kept with their structural gear, the other is kept with their brush gear, their
Yeah.
accountability board. And engine 1, 2, and the brush truck members are to give their ID tags to the staging officer or place them on the accountability board once they're assigned to a duty on scene. Once that task is done, they are to report back to staging and or retrieve their ID tags to be either reassigned to another task. If no accountability board is available, members are required to give their ID tags to the incident commander or staging officer. So that's an accountability of all the personnel on the scene. So the reason for that is basically, God forbid, if there's anything that happens at the building or at the site or whatever, that we should know exactly where every single person is, whether they're doing interior attack, first floor or second floor, or a basement taking care of utilities, or outside, whatever. So so I drew that up and we've added that. So we're in very good shape with the SOGs as far as I'm concerned. So we're looking good in that respect.
Okay, so SOG 14 I saw had some red lettering. I don't know if that was your edit or Russ's edit.
SOG fire.
Privately owned vehicle response?
Yep. Basically, that should all be black now.
That's
the edits were in there, firefighters. Okay. It's basically saying that if firefighters are passing the station to a response, they'll stop at the station and ensure that drivers and proper response guidelines are followed, meaning there's sufficient people in the apparatus. The other part of that 14 is a lot of times it's directed to the scene in a personal owned vehicle. Personnel, POV, personnel should park on the same side of the street in a location that will not interfere with traffic flow or other emergency vehicles. Care should also be taken not to park in any area that will interfere with scene operations, placement of additional apparatus, or a tanker shuttle. Especially in the rural areas and where we don't have hydrants, where we have to truck the water in.
Yeah.
We have learned over the years, and I wanted to make sure that was part of this bullet, part of this SOG. When you have to run a tanker shuttle, and you've got people responding, not only apparatus, but you've got people responders responding in their personal vehicles. They all need to be on the same side of the road so the tankers can get in and out. All it takes is one person who doesn't either think or it doesn't realize what's going on and that we're going to have a tanker shuttle for water supply, packs incorrectly, and now it screws up the whole water supply system, the tanker shuttle. So I wanted to make sure that was in the SOG. So,
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Good.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, we've learned
That's
the hard way over the years.
SOGs.
And
But that, yeah.
one of my titles has been I've ended up running water supply in several communities that we've gone mutual aid to. And
You've run into this problem
And I've run
before?
into this problem there as well. I've run into some other issues, but the bottom line is probably because I can back pretty well when I need to. But that is an important part of apparatus placement on the scene, as well as personal vehicles, responders on the scene.
Yeah.
You know, you got to keep it open, because one thing I preach, and Shane can attest to this,
Yeah,
if the wheels aren't turning, the tankers aren't doing the job.
yeah.
True. Yeah, makes sense.
Very true.
Makes
Works
sense.
to live by.
So yeah, so I'm very confident with the SOGs, the way they're set up, and now that we've got them edited and in place, I'm going to be having a fire department meeting and just going over these. We're probably going to be adding some more not we, but the fire department is probably going to be adding some SOGs as they go along to cover different aspects of our response and whatnot.
So you're setting
start.
up the foundation
Yes.
for,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah,
for the future.
yeah.
So a document like that explains to them, you give it out to new personnel, correct?
Oh, yes, yeah,
Okay.
this would be given out to, I mean, it's gonna be shared with everybody. There'll be a book in the station of our policies and procedures and SOGs. So it will be incorporated in that, and then any new personnel that come on board, this will be part of their training.
So if
and they'll have a copy.
if you change it, are you going to inform the town? Because we'll have a document maybe in the town
We
hall.
can, I mean, obviously.
think
we
you
can-
should.
If we added, if we add an SOG for
Yeah.
whatever reasons,
No, you just bring
you know,
them,
what
bring
we
them
can do is
forward.
we'll just forward
Yeah.
it to you folks.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
can
It's like
add-
police.
add
You want to
the
cover
copy.
yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
like police and EMS. I don't know if you guys were on the select board when we had to, this was like 4 years ago, we went through all the police ones too when John first came on board. So do you want us to approve these as is, and then if you find any other edits, you can just bring them back on the 28th?
Yeah.
'Cause you're
Let
happy?
me just get you the right SOG one, okay?
Yeah.
'Cause that one should, so that,
There's a couple places too where there's some blanks. Like in that SOG 14, it actually references in that another SOG and it didn't put a number in there.
oh, is that right? I'll look
Yeah,
at-
it
I'll look at
says,
that.
above the red that we had, it says,
On
this SOG
SOG.
implies proper care will be used when operating department vehicles. See SOG number while operating POVs. So I'm assuming that that just is supposed to reference one of the
Yeah,
others.
yeah,
So there's a few little, those are like minor,
okay. All right.
just a couple of that I found.
Sure.
SOG 9 has some blanks in it where it talks about, and I think it's safety equipment is like left blank.
Mhm.
Skip, do you feel comfortable having everything ready for the 28th and we can finalize all of
You
this?
wanna
Okay.
do- All right, we'll do a finalized one on the 28th.
And I can send you those things, you
Okay.
can make sure, and then when you sign the
Good.
final draft,
Mhm.
we'll send that out for you
And
guys to
then
approve.
we'll all take a second gander
Yeah.
at
Yep.
these
Yeah.
and see if we, because also this is a way of educating us and educating, you know, it's not the most, the highest priority is the firefighters and
Right.
that they're all following it. So I think if we're aware of what it is, just on a layman's person view, that's helpful. That was helpful for me when we were working for police. It was helpful when I've been working with EMS is to understand the level of training and expectation that goes on. And that way too, from a personnel standpoint, if somebody's not following this, then that's, that gives,
Us.
I know you guys all know this intuitively, but it actually gives the future fire
Yeah,
a way of correcting
Correcting.
behavior.
correct.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then we can review it for format and create a table of contents or index.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you've
Yeah.
kind of finished your review,
Mhm.
then we can create that
Yeah.
in a format and table of contents in that
Yeah.
way.
So then, and also the page numbers will all line
Yeah,
up
yeah,
correctly.
these are
too.
because they
Yeah.
were individually documents.
Ms.
Yeah.
PDF,
Actually,
I'm looking over at
well, Becky
Becky.
put them together in one document.
No,
They
this
actually
is
came as
helpful.
17 different
Yeah.
documents.
I know
We're
she
17
actually
different
has,
documents.
she has PDF experience, so
Yeah.
I
Which
know
is
that for a
critical.
fact.
So how
So we'll put
about
all that together for a
the-
final draft.
description for the chief? Have you had a chance to go through that and look it
Job
over?
descriptions, yes.
Yours or all of them?
I looked at all of them.
Okay.
Well, the fire chief one is the corrected one that we did, so I
yeah.
believe that has all the the minor corrections
Yeah.
regarding medical, and there was a reference to medical response,
Yeah.
and also wherever it said employee or something like that,
Yeah.
we changed it to fire chief.
Right.
That's
One
all.
thing that's missing out of the fire chief's required was in every other position, deputy, captain, lieutenants, as well as firefighters.
Yeah.
Because you need to add that they have to abide, it has all the Mass General Law in there and whatnot. It doesn't say anything about the fire department rules, regulations, or our SOGs.
Let's follow it, yes.
So the chief must follow those as well.
You think?
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so we just need to update that
We just
to,
Follow the
we need to-
SOG.
And,
We need to edit that. I can give these to Andrea.
Yeah,
and she
whatever.
can update
Okay.
those.
Whatever you see.
And we have a minimum of 3 years as an officer before you can become chief in the fire department. And it does reference that, but it's in the preferred column, not the required column, and that should be moved to the required column.
You want it in the required column?
Huh?
You want it in the required
Yes.
column?
Yes, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we've always abided by that.
Okay.
And the only other thing that in all of them is, it doesn't reflect the vote that was taken at town meeting in regards to strong chief, weak chief. It says that the officers as well as members are appointed by the
Employees.
fire chief and approved by the select board. It should be just the opposite. They're approved by the fire chief, but you're the appointing authority. So the job description, I think, needs to reflect.
Flipped over? Yeah, okay.
Those terms need to be
Flip-flop?
flip-flop,
Yep,
okay?
gotcha.
So, but the assistant chief and the captain, lieutenants, and the firefighter, there are lesser requirements as you go down the command chain,
Right,
obviously.
right.
But all those, they've got similar things that we just need to change in the edits on that.
Oh, I see,
Okay.
I see.
So I and Mike and I can work with Andrea. The only thing we didn't have in here, and I think we need to have it either in our policies and procedures or in our job description, is our junior firefighter program needs to be included in there, okay? Because they're covered by insurance, there's certain things that they can do, certain things they can't do, there are restrictions on it, so I know that needs to be a written guideline.
So, in that, I was gonna say, in that vein,
Yep.
if you wanted to put something together for the junior fire, then we would include it for
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, and I would do the same thing with the auxiliary firefighter.
Firefighter.
Okay, well,
yeah,
let's just
we'll
back
just
up
add
a
those.
second. Before we move on to, because those are slightly different. So
Yeah.
are you saying, I just want to make sure I'm clear,
Yeah.
are you saying to us that the job descriptions look good, it's just
Mm-hmm.
there's some language in there that is really in line with, and this must have come from Russ, that is, has to do with the strong chief that we need to correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're talking about
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minor edits,
minor edits.
yeah.
But the substantive duties and other things like that were correct?
Right.
Okay. That's because I just want to make sure I don't have any problem with minor edits. I just want to make sure
Yeah.
the meat of the documents.
The meat of the
is-
document looks good.
Oh, okay, good.
But
Alright.
there is the adding the fire department rules and regulations and whatnot needs to
Yep.
be added to the chief's
SOGs.
position.
Okay.
It's in the other positions, but it's not in the chief's position. And I said the chief shouldn't be able to get away with not going by the rules and the regulations.
Correct.
And we do have a residence requirement, so, and then that needs to be, it's referred to in the firefighter, but it's not referred to in the officers, and it should be in there as well.
All right,
So,
residence
those-
requirements.
We'll work with Andy on those. Probably in the next few days, probably, Andrew.
Yeah, just send me your notes
okay.
on it and I'll put it in the appropriate.
But in
Yeah.
a nutshell, you're talking about the residence requirement,
Yeah.
amending the strong chief language,
Yeah.
adding the reference to the SOGs,
Yeah,
and did I miss anything on that? Else? So we're talking minor edits. And then I was gonna send you and Mike and Andrea and Russ an email, and then we can start going through, because this will all be minor changes
Yeah.
that we can then just present on the 28th. We don't really have to discuss,
Nope.
just approve it. Then we can start going through the rest of the list, which would include what we're talking about as well as an MOU.
yeah, and Russ, I sent him a draft MOU. Excuse me, he sent me back a draft MOU.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to review that
I haven't
with
either.
Mike, which I want to do, but I can forward you. Did you have his MOU?
He sent it, and
We just got it.
so we just
Yeah,
got
you
it. I
just got
have
it.
not
You
reviewed
just
it,
got it,
so I
okay.
have not added my notes. So that's why I want to meet
It
with you.
covers everything that
Yeah.
I had in my draft. But
Okay.
he just went into depth and a little more wordy than I was trying to keep it fairly short and
Okay.
concise, so.
That,
But if
and
you've
that
got
one,
it already.
I've got
that
it, but
looked-
I
that
wanted
looked
to
fine me.
review it and
Oh, yeah,
add my
yeah.
notes. And then I want to literally walk through it with you guys
Sure.
before we come back to the select board,
Yeah.
so it's kind of,
Okay.
it's a
Just
little
so
bit
you
more
know,
finished.
if you have it and if you shared it with
Yep.
the board,
No, I
it looks-
haven't.
It looks fine to me.
Okay, I haven't, yeah. I
Yeah,
haven't.
okay.
Okay, you're heading me on that one.
Okay.
Okay, is that good? So
That is good. So the next meeting, we'll take care of all of that.
Good, yeah. we'll
You're
have
gonna
it
be
all
up
together
first.
And everything
Yep.
else, huh?
you're gonna be up first. I'm moving you back to like 6 PM, just FYI, as much as I can.
So, okay.
Yeah. So mark it on your calendar, July 28th, we'll do fire again, and
Yeah.
I've got you on there for August 11th too.
Okay.
Okay, so we gotta finish it up.
Good.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay.
I didn't have to say anything.
Woohoo.
Yeah, you were quiet.
That was easy.
Yeah, had it
I like
covered,
this.
had it covered,
I got
huh?
your back.
All right, have a good evening.
That's probably one of your first times at the select where we just got to sit there and go, yeah, what Skip said. Okay, good. All right, now, okay, we're gonna move on to end of year account. We're gonna, more fun stuff. We're gonna, or less fun stuff. We're gonna do end of year account transfers. Okay. Andrea, you went through this. I heard most of it last night with the FinCom when I was here.
Did they approve all of this last night? Okay.
Yep.
The order you have them in, so you can follow along with what was put in here. The order. You have the originals to be signed in the
Yep.
book
Do you want me to
there.
just start walking through them?
Yeah.
Whatever order you want to do them in.
I just want to make sure it's,
Let me know.
we're
so I
not going to
can
screw anybody
follow
up
along
here.
here.
Okay. All right, these are in different order. They're-
Yeah,
All
they're,
right.
they're in whatever order you want to do them
Boards, clerk wages is the first one that I have. So we are moving,
Transfer for.
in. Yeah, that actually has an edit on it too. It's 7/8/29/91. It's just a typo. They already made the correction on the one they signed, that 2/1.
so amount requested is 5,400 and the present balance,
Is
rather than
actually-
2,118.27 is $7,829.91.
Clearly doesn't make any sense that you're taking 5,000 from 2,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that makes
That
sense.
was corrected.
All right, and we're going to transfer that to the secretary's salary, and that covers, okay, it says what the explanation is.
Right.
So that
Yeah.
covers the retirement plus the overlap with the town administrative
Obviously,
assistant.
when it was budgeted, it was budgeted for salary, but
Okay.
we didn't anticipate
So
the
has
retirement.
that been changed? It's not, no longer the secretaries, it would be the administrative?
We had to pay out for retirement.
Okay.
So that was
All right.
any
Vacation.
vacation time, accrued time that had to be
Okay.
paid out. And then there was a
Changing.
2-week overlap,
Okay,
and then we had to pay, she didn't volunteer her time, so we had to pay Becky. So that's where that account is
not a problem.
Okay,
budgeted differently a year ago than it was.
all right, so
In May.
the motion would be to transfer, you guys good with that? And I'll just do
Yeah,
like what I
sure.
think the
and
motion
we'll
should be?
just- Yeah,
Okay, so the motion, entertain a motion to transfer, correct me if I'm wrong, Andrea, 5,400 from account 0112252120 boards clerk wages to account number 0112251112 secretary salary.
so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's
So you have to
done.
sign that one.
I will sign that.
We don't have to, it's you.
You
Just
sign it,
me,
right?
yep. Okay, so then the next one is Town Hall Legal to computer support?
Support.
Oh, supply, that's what that is. Okay, and we are transferring $1,500 from account, so motion to transfer $1,500 from account number 0115153303 Town Hall Legal to account number 0115553385 Computer Supplies and Support.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, questions on that? This is, has to do with the number of town emails that we're using for departments. And we'll be adding one for the fire department as well.
At some point, you need to do that.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll add that to the list as well.
Vote yay for Dan Campbell.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. On to the next is fire department. This just in from fire department to move $1,980.80 from account number 0122052120, fire department wages, to account number 0122058550.
You don't need all the zeros.
Yeah, you're not going to do this.
No, I'm not going to read all 5, 6 zeros.
So moved?
From fire department wages to fire department hose and
No.
equipment.
So moved?
Okay, questions? This covers the remaining cost of the scuba, air tanks, not scuba, but it's supplemental, it's an acronym.
Oh,
Not covered by the firefighter safety grant, which was a grant award of a little over $11,000. Okay, and I got who seconded that?
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor?
aye.
I
Aye.
abstain from that one.
Thank you. And that is because you are a firefighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life safety is important, but I won't vote on it.
Well, that affects you. You kind of need that one. Okay. On to $116.32 from account number 01690558 Veterans Memorial Committee to account number 0169255580 Memorial Day Supplies.
So moved?
Seconded.
And that is self-explanatory.
Yeah, it was just a minor increase in their spot. And next year, we won't have to worry about this because this is one of the two where I have blended it.
Into one account?
So veterans, even though there'll be different accounts, they're voted as one in town meeting line items. So these have in the past gone slightly one way or the other.
Oh,
So now
okay.
you'll make one vote, and if one goes $100 over, it's a one vote at town meeting. It's already
Good.
happened. The two
Okay.
are voted together, so.
Well, and there's overlap between those
Correct.
two areas anyway.
Correct.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Who seconded that one?
I did.
You did, okay, thank you. Just double checking. Okay, now highway, an amount of $5,000 transferred from account number ending in 429, facilities maintenance, to account number ending in 425 for machine maintenance. This is for the cost changing for parts and supply, parts and service, products such as oil, and what is DEF parts?
Oil department parts.
I think you,
Oh, is that a
Defective.
DEF, sorry.
Defective parts.
Department parts are going up
Yeah.
and repairs from a hard winter.
and it's actually, just so you know why he's calling it a code, the code is actually,
Is it chapter 90?
no,
No,
the
okay.
code is actually, when you look at the,
Numbers.
when you look at a schedule, for example, it says 01, that's the general fund.
Yep.
The next thing is the department
Department
code.
number.
So you guys are 122, that's the select board. So
He just put down the code.
because you vote on a
429.
town meeting in those big chunks, so rather than pull it from an individual line item where there might not be enough, he took it from the vote. the town
Okay.
meeting vote of that whole
Okay,
department. So facilities
Good.
maintenance is one department, machine maintenance is another department,
Okay.
and he's moving it between the departments.
okay, got it,
Where he has a total of those amounts.
Got it.
Deficit,
and he's in charge of both. Okay,
yes.
So moved?
Second.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next up is
The big
a
one.
big one, $94,093.16, transferring from
From two departments.
914 and 945 insurance and benefits with a present balance of a little over 106,000, transferred to
Winter Road.
423 Winter Roads Department, which is in the negative by
94,000.
93.16. So winter roads, this
Right.
was a tough year, especially for salt,
The salt
and the amount of
account
time
was
spent
over by
plowing.
itself $51,000.
Yeah.
So that was
Whoa.
the half of the shortage. And then other expenses, you have to remember that come November, we go into winter roads and out of the regular budget.
Yeah.
And you're in it till March. So anything that breaks, any of those repairs, those are all in the winter roads budget.
Okay.
So half of this was because of salt, and the other half was, for the most part, repairs, brakes, replacements. It could be tires, it could be plows, it could be anything. And that's very hard to budget. And inevitably, winter roads, we try to keep a decent budget, but it is the one budget by law you can overexpend. We
That's
can, by law, actually put this on next year's tax rate. We never like to do that. We like to find it within this year's budget and not put it forward on the recap to raise next year.
Okay. Any questions or comments on that?
Nope.
Did somebody do a so moved?
So moved.
Second.
I don't know if we said it, did we?
I seconded it.
Oh,
Bernie seconded?
You did it
Okay.
again.
you do it again?
Belts and suspenders. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We got a duplicate here, so move
Not sure
on.
why it's in there twice, just ignore
Or is
that.
you looking for another 94,000?
Nope. Okay, we're on
You won't find it there.
to
Soldiers relief.
soldier relief benefits.
Which, by the way, the account number, in case anybody wants, is 01-543-5770.
Okay.
Oh, for the soldier?
Yeah, it's just the account number did get written. It's
Okay.
it's the right account. It's
Okay.
just-
Okay. So Department 543, there's a request to move $6,600 from soldier relief benefits to the Council on Aging part-time wages, which is account number 015415120.
So two explanations
So
here.
moved?
Second.
Okay. All
There's
right,
two
discussion.
explanations here. One
Yep.
is that the soldier relief benefits is budgeted every single year because at any time under Mass General Law, someone who's a veteran can apply for certain state benefits that the town pays for. We get 75% reimbursement in a future year. So we've always funded that account because it can come in the middle of the year at any time once the state approves an application.
want these?
So we've always put a little bit of money in there
Semi-rot condition.
so that it's never zero and we're scrambling without an appropriation. But we haven't used it in my time here. Actually, when I started, it was 40,000.
Which part?
I've kind of moved it down a little bit to 10. It doesn't make sense to raise that much. We don't
Okay.
use. The second thing is, and this is something that Aaron and I take full responsibility. You have to remember, we're in the fiscal year, so June, but prior to the budget last year being set, the board, the Council on Aging, the Select Board approved moving this position from 19 hours to 24 hours.
Right.
And we budgeted at the 19. We didn't catch
Yeah,
that it had been
till later.
24. So there's no change in wages here or anything. We caught it this year as we got to the end and went, why isn't there enough money in that account? So of
So
course,
are we all set for next year, though?
we are not because we didn't catch it till June.
Okay,
But
so-
we will put it in, we will correct it in the fall. We are
Okay.
completely corrected now on all the spreadsheets. This will
Okay.
not happen next fall when we do the budget.
All right.
But we will catch it for next year and get that corrected.
Got it.
And it's just an hour thing. It has nothing to do with any change in the wages or
No,
the
it's,
expectations.
we needed more time and we approved that.
Right. And
Okay.
so we've caught it.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I think that's it.
No, there's one more, streetlights. And the reason,
Oh, it's
No, no.
not in the book.
yeah, and the reason is because we somehow, for some reason, I thought I made a copy to include with all of you, but for some reason, I had it saved under a different name. That's why you got the winter roads twice and the
Oh,
failure
okay.
of the streetlights.
Okay.
So I can pass it around. It's basically the fact
can
that
just-
streetlights are very expensive, and every year I up it, and every year we overexpend it.
Okay,
No matter
so
what we
the,
do.
the request is to move 3,500 from county retirement, which is Department 911, and we're moving it to streetlights, which is Department 424. And it's because the cost of electricity took a huge spike in January when all the contracts changed over. We actually had that discussion regarding the aggregation program when that guy came in. Okay,
And this account is already negative,
Okay,
plus
so
we
moved.
have a partial
thank
bill.
you. Second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
That's it.
that's not, we've done, had more in prior
Yeah,
years, so
we keep
that's.
trying every year to do as little, to make it as easy as possible. And
that's
every year,
pretty
there's
darn
always
good.
one or two that
Well, we always,
sneak up on us.
we always have something with highway, that's,
Winter roads is inevitably gonna
winter
have
stuff
something.
is a given.
Yeah.
Okay, That's it for end of year account transfers. I'll just sign all those before I go home. Library, we have surplus equipment.
Yes, I believe she's cleaning out the basement,
Oh, that's where she had the doors.
and in the basement are
Replaced.
these old,
Four old doors in semi-rotting
Yeah,
condition,
they're really-
original to the building, but the door frames they come from no longer exist since 2000, the 2008 expansion, and one hand sanitizer dispenser stand. I'll entertain a motion
Declare
to
surplus.
declare those items as library surplus.
Seconded.
Second.
Motion from Shane and second from Bernie. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and we'll leave that up to Misha to take care of that. Okay, and Franklin County Technical School, we have a notice in here regarding the district-wide election on Tuesday, October 6th, 2026.
This is for-
District-wide. This is for the funding of the new building. The committee, their school committee, the Franklin County Regional School District Committee, authorized a total appropriation of, yikes, $236,572,983 for the design, construction, furnishing, and equipping of a new Franklin County Technical School facility and related site improvements at 82 Industrial Boulevard in Turner's Falls.
Is that, I wonder, is that the total cost? And then there
Before.
huh?
before MSBA.
Okay, before the 66%? Okay.
Yep. So they are authorized to borrow the funds necessary to complete the project with borrowing reduced by the grant funding received from Massachusetts School Building Authority, or otherwise known as MSBA. The approved project currently carries a maximum MSBA reimbursement rate of 66.27% of eligible costs, FYI. So we're not voting on anything here. This is just
No,
a
this is
heads
just a-
up that first Tuesday, it looks like in October,
From noon
everyone
to
will be
8.
voting on this, 12 to 8.
It'll be a local election, so it has local election times from noon to 8. And it will be a ballot question
Yes.
because it is a borrowing. You're approving the borrowing as a town. And just so everybody
All of the
knows,
towns in the
a
district.
All 19
majority
towns.
of the member towns in the district must approve this for it to pass. It is a majority of the
Majority.
district towns, which is, I think, 19, something like that.
19 different towns.
Right, so a majority, 9 of them must approve this borrowing.
Okay. October 6th. All right, heads up, everybody. Mark your calendars. Okay, town website update. I put a document in there. We don't have to read through it. But this is kind of my checklist. I've been working with Becky since we have a new website platform, Becky and I have been kind of crawling through it. I've already made some changes. I captured those here, started cleaning up like menu options on the select board page, for example. We updated the boards and committees page. Becky put in already, we now have an online volunteer application for committee openings.
I got my first
Volunteer?
entry.
You did?
Good.
It's beautiful.
Yay! So people fill it out. It's very similar to the old one. It's a little bit more constructed, because that one was so old too. And then when they fill it out online, it goes to Becky automatically via email. And then if people, because you had somebody come in who didn't want to do it online and you just printed it out and they were fine with that too. So permits and licenses, I've cleaned that up because we actually switched. If you recall, we saved $38,000 by switching to FERCog for building inspections. So just kind of going through and looking at what documents are old, which ones are still current, where we're trying to sync up with small businesses in the downtown working group. And then we've got a pay online feature, which could be a bit clearer, I think, given what I've seen on other websites. We haven't really touched too much on the homepage because we need to look at mobile versus desktop versions. And specifically, Misha told me in working with people at the library, apparently the tablet version of our website does something funky with the menus. So
They had, but I see, and I checked it on my tablet and it didn't.
it didn't?
Well, they have larger print settings.
Oh, it's the
And that-
display.
Right,
Well, that
so
happens
there's
when I've
not-
done that on my iPhone. If
And
you
there's not
change your-
much we can necessarily
It makes your
do
menus
about
too
that.
big for the screen.
Correct.
Okay, okay. But anyway, we do need to take, it is a little bit different between the tablet, your phone, and the desktop. So we're going to take a look at that before we swap anything out. I'm going to clean up and put together a town meeting page, which is more helpful, so that when we start doing our information sessions, we'll have a place clearly marked on the town with the latest info and where you can go to get the old info. And then I also have started work, but it's in draft form, on the building committee website and how to your comments, how to actually, there should be more information on that page. There should be a timeline of everything that we've done, because that committee, it turns out, has been around for like 20 years. So just a simple timeline to kind of get everyone on the same page, and then an area of that page that would be the latest information. For example, what we're doing with OPM. But I have to go in and do some stuff before I can actually publish anything, and I'm doing this in my spare time. So I just threw this list together so that I can keep track of what I did and what I'm still thinking about. And then Becky and I are going to meet with the town clerk, and I've got a few other people who are really interested in and have experience with website design. So we're going to take a closer look at some other pages that I've listed. So that's it. So if you guys have suggestions, send them my way, or send them to Andrea, or actually send them to Becky, because Becky knows what I'm working on, and Becky's the better point of contact. And that goes true for anyone at home if you have suggestions. I did immediately it's like people can never find BNC TV meetings, so that's now an easier to find menu option. And there was another one that, transfer station hours. You did an alert because they were closed for the holiday. But that's another, people want all the detailed information about buildings and things like that, but most of the time they want something like, where are the BNC TV meetings? And is the transfer station open this weekend? Things like that. So whatever your high priority is, please let Becky know, and she and I will be working on that with a few folks. Okay, any questions or comments on that? Just wanted to let you know what I was up to. Fooling around with technology. Okay, citizen concern. When topics not reasonably anticipated. We've covered everything, so we're going to move right into committee and board appointments. Under reappointments, we have Bill Llewellyn to reappoint to the Agricultural Commission and the Conservation Commission, both terms ending 2029.
So moved.
Second.
Come on, guys, I don't get what the...
Come on, stay with me now, we're almost there. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Bill. And then Tammy Pelletier wants to be reappointed to the Community Preservation Committee, term ending 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. And then new appointments, we've got a few, which is nice. Cheryl Momini for the Conservation Commission, term ending 2029.
The only thing is, I see a little note here that she wants to be a associate member. Is that correct? It's on her...
An alternate?
They don't have associate members.
I just see the note here. I just want to make sure we do the right thing.
I don't believe there are associate members to the Conservation Commission. Maybe there are.
She wants to be the
maybe there aren't.
first.
You'd have to create the position first.
Oh.
As far as I'm aware, there's no.
I just got the note.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll continue with that one and do it as written on the agenda.
Hang on one second.
Then you can check into that.
We'll come back to that. I'll just look that up real quick because I think that's true, but we'll double check. Sarah Burstein to the Cultural Council, term ending 2029.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then Patterfield, thank you, Patter. Actually, we now have a page,
Trust
a
committee.
web page for the trust fund committee because Patter noticed that she couldn't find the web page. So we created one, and now Patter wants to be on the trust fund committee, term ending 2029.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Thank you, Patter. This is the one where they look at the request for loaves and fishes. So it's already been working in the background.
So
It's not
very,
like we've
very,
missed
it'd be
anything.
very limited what you put on the website. It would be, we're having a meeting, that would be it, because you can't put the people's names on there.
Correct. So
Yeah.
it's one of the bare bones web pages, but it is there and it has the members' names. And we added, Becky added contact information for loaves and fishes
Okay.
too. So, okay.
Do you
And
want
then,
to, you want to do Cheryl Mommy? What do you want to do with that?
well, let's do Nancy Billings first.
Okay.
And then, because Nancy, I know she attended the recent Historical Commission meeting, and this is being recommended and requested by the Historical Commission to have Nancy as the appointed to the Historical Commission, term ending 2028.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and one quick look at CONSCOM, because they needed a few members anyway.
Yeah, they're down 2. I think they're still going to be down 1.
Do they have, are they?
They're
yeah,
down 1, so they have 4.
And they,
I
okay,
thought there
so,
was 2, but maybe somebody got appointed. in the
No,
meantime.
well, this was a note that was sent by
yeah, I'm looking at that.
Yeah.
Robin. And I don't think Robin is actually lives in town anymore.
No, she's not on the committee.
She's not,
the
she's just secretary, okay.
Yeah.
So if she would fill a slot that there is a
It's
need,
open,
then okay, that makes it easy.
which is what an associate member would do.
Yep, fill a slot, okay. Want to go back to Cheryl?
I don't, I've never seen anything as an associate. I know we have alternates on the Historical Commission, but I've never seen it on the CONSCOM. Shall we appoint her or find out?
I'd find out.
Let's
Okay.
find out. Let's just clarify, because we did put Craig Hefner on there. He's not on the webpage.
Okay.
So there are 5. Let's just double check on the CONSCOM.
many are
and
supposed to be
We'll put her
on
on the
that?
next
Well,
one.
there's 5, but
Yep. Okay, so we are going to, that will be on our July 28th meeting. Let's be totally crystal clear on that. Okay, and announcements. So,
I'd like to announce this in a little more detail.
yeah,
So Northfield's historic annual town reports are now available online. There was a program that the town clerk applied for through the Boston Public Library, and they've begun the process of digitizing the annual reports. 150 years from 1877 to 2007 have been completed. So if you go to the front page of the website and you scroll down under the latest news, it will actually take you to, you can click the link, it takes you to the Internet Archive, where you can actually see each of the reports by year. They're really neat. They actually turn like books, but
Page when you, so she has to send down the newest one. Are they going to do that with the,
there's a mount
is
per
that in the
year, so
library?
she will do the next. No, they're
it's the library, isn't it?
no,
no,
the
no.
library's using
State
the
library.
It's the Boston Public Library
Yeah, that's what I meant,
digitize
yeah.
them.
That's not
They
the state
take them,
library.
they package them up, they come and get them, they digitize them, then they return them.
Yeah.
But they are on Archive Online or Online Archive. That's a big free public archive. If you ever go and
Internet
find
Archive.
Internet Archives. It's a very interesting site. It has millions and millions of archives. But Boston Public Library runs this program, and so now they'll do the next group.
These are
Next.
all the actual booklets.
They're
So
the
she's
actual
correct.
book.
You can actually turn it page by page. And I also put a,
Extremely important, because you get a lot of information that goes back. Someone would ask the town
it
clerk,
starts at 1877 and goes all the way through 2007.
It's also searchable.
Oh.
I believe.
And searchable as well.
Oh.
Yes, I've tried it.
You're gonna
And
get more.
I
You're
also
gonna
have
get
a
ready
link
today.
on the Historical Commission webpage.
She'll be working on the next
Yep.
one. And then the other announcement I wanted to make is the Declaration of Independence is going to be read at the library on Wednesday, July 8th at
Yep.
4:30. And it's going to be read from a document that was delivered to us yesterday
Wow.
by Representative Whips, because 250 years ago, when the Declaration was signed, the state of Massachusetts delivered a copy to every single city and town. It's in a certain format. It was ink pressed on parchment paper. Well, they reissued it on parchment paper with the same ink pressing and delivered it to every city and town. We got ours yesterday. So I've given it to the library for them to use as the official copy to read, in the hopes when they give it back that maybe we'll get it framed.
So who's going to read that? Because it's
Peter
cursive.
Bierling.
Oh, Peter?
Yes.
You can do it.
When
You
is
know-
that?
It is
Wednesday
Wednesday
afternoon.
at 4:30 at the library.
Oh, that's right, tomorrow's
Oh,
Wednesday.
cool.
Tomorrow at 4:30 at the library. He will read from this very large parchment paper
Wow.
the Declaration of Independence, and it looks like the one that was delivered 250 years ago. Apparently by
Cool.
horseback. But,
Yes.
I would think.
Representative Whip said she took her car this time.
Oh,
So
okay.
Excellent.
it's very nice.
Thank you. All right. And we just want to give state our appreciation and gratitude for Dot Balk.
Yep.
You have a copy of her obituary. It was in the recorder. Her son is, one of her sons is David, who's the chair of the Board of Health. And what I told David was, and he was going to pass this along to his siblings, was that I was just so amazed at the number of things that she did. Her roles in Northfield included the Northfield Planning Board, Registrar of Voters, Tax Assessor, Northfield Water District Commissioner, and she also held office with the Western Mass Waterworks Association that she helped establish. She was also a dedicated member and office holder of the Northfield Garden Club, the Fortnightly Women's Club, which I think was like a historical group. That actually shows up in a lot of the old documents. The Northfield Grange, the Historical Society, the Historical Commission, and the Northfield Tercentenary Celebration Committee. So that was we were 350, that was the 300th, I think, that she was involved in, right? Tercentenary. And so she did a lot of things, and she was also an artist and a farmer, and just somebody that everyone is going to miss. And we just want to say thank you for her long service and her presence in the community. I know it'll be missed, especially by her family. So thank you to Dot on a life well lived. We can all learn by that. Okay, anything else?
No, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay.
So moved.
Second. All right, there you go. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. And we're closing at 7:57. Okay.